Welcome to another episode of 50 Cents or Less. Lunatic and Swan Studios presents 50 Cents or Less, Episode 2, Vintage Clothing. Hello and welcome. Today I will be sharing with you a selection of vintage clothing that I purchased at a rummage sale this spring. I'm actually already wearing one of the items. It is a nude or tan colored body tights. I don't know if you can see, but the area on my chest is uncovered. This is supposed to be the palest, but unfortunately I am out of the spectrum, as you can see. It does extend all the way to my feet. The only part is that there is a hole on the bottom. I understand that has something to do with dancing. The first item I'm going to show you today is sometimes called a do-rag or a headscarf. I was really into these in high school before they got popular, and the kids used to make fun of me and say things like, "Are you in a granny gang?" And then a year later they were at all of the stores and all of the girls wore them, but none of the bullies apologized. This is a little bit grand me for sure. So it just goes over like that. I could pull it back, but I'm going to cover up a little bit more since I am so exposed. The second item I'm going to show you is one of the dresses that I got. See, 50 cents. Now, all of the items today, I believe, belonged to the woman's grandmother. She was a little bit older than me. She had a young daughter, I would say about 5 or 6. They lived near us. We were walking down the street, and Mario says, "Look, it's a rummage sale," and I literally, apparently ran into traffic to get there as quickly as possible. All of the items I'm going to show you today are slightly too large. I do have a sewing machine and moderate tailoring skills, so I tend to buy things a little too large so that way I can make them fit me perfectly. You always want a little bit of room to, bring it in where necessary. And then I get a little extra fabric left over for other projects. Everything has that old lady smell or old vintage clothing smell. So as you can see, it's a little too big. I could just belt it. That's acceptable. It would just have a nice loose top and bottom. It does have a pocket here. It has the little loops for a belt. But I think I'll tailor this. It would be pretty easy to tailor. And it does look like either it has been hand hemmed in the past, or it was actually hand sewn in the first place. Although I thought it had a tag, it may still be hand sewn. And as you can see, it has a mix of different buttons. This one is a kind of a round dome, and the rest of them have these little patterns in them. So it looks like there's about 3 different kinds of buttons on the dress. There's another dress. I think I'll put it on my companion here. And this one came with the belt. Again, there's a little tag. It says 50 cents. This one has little rhinestone buttons. I really like these. Now this mannequin is actually from an auction that I went to, and I will be doing an episode about some of the cheaper things I got at the auction. Although this mannequin was more than 50 cents. The material is lightweight. I believe it's a cotton blend, maybe linen. The belt is damaged. The next item is a work shirt. Lightweight, cotton poly blend. Feels more like cotton. This was only 10 cents. The tag says Dream Pita. It does fit, but I will still probably tailor it a little bit. The next item is a pink blouse, 100% nylon. And the reason I got this purchase, I really like the neck. It's sort of like a boat neck, but with more of a futuristic / vintage 80s feel. It is a darker pink on the inside, probably due to fading. And I will be modifying this garment to fit better without losing any of the sleeve, because I love the sleeve. Now, a lot of these items are pastel colors. This one says Milestone! Exclamation point! New York. It has a secondary garment tag, and that says 100% acrylic. Made in the USA. I like pale pink a lot. It is one of my favorite colors. I'm very pale, and pink tends to give me a rosy complexion, whereas bright or deep jewel tones make me look very pale, like Elvira or Morticia Adams. This one was only 25 cents, as you can see from the tag. The label says looking smart. Like all of the garments, it is too big. This one will probably be deconstructed almost completely. There's almost nothing about the original garment that will be maintained. I liked the collar, and I can use the fabric for many projects. So probably this part will go straight into another garment, but I think the rest of the garment will be deconstructed for the use of the fabric. It has a slightly scratchy feel to it. The next item is a vintage sweater, another pastel dream, 25 cents. Here you go, short sleeves. This is something my grandma would wear. I should probably give it to my grandma. The next two shirts are similar. This is probably one of the most fashionable shirts. This shirt is probably cool enough to be worn by someone who isn't trying to look retro. It will require some tailoring to fit the way that I want it to, but it has a nice sleeve length, and the shape of the garment will make it very easy to modify. And I like stripes. And my partner likes the way I look in stripes. Another red and white shirt. Roman numeral. This one's a little bit scuzzier. This is another garment that will be heavily reconstructed. It does have stains. I have another sweater, and this one is another pastel retro dream. Here we have two fuzzy bunnies, and yes, they are fuzzy. This guy's a little stained. Full 50 cents on this item. Clearly purchased for the costume value. I have some items that I think of as 80s babysitter clothes, and this is definitely in that category, although it works equally well for grandma clothes. Another big item. It is a little bit more difficult to modify knits. However, this has been machine sewed already. So I'm assuming it is acrylic yarn, and this one, I forgot to check the tag. Kate Collins. Okay, I have one more sweater today. This one is another short sleeve sweater. The tag says 25 cents. Now, this is actually one of the few items I will not be modifying. I think it would look cute as a slouchy, loose sweater. I'm going to put it on my model friend. It is a very loose knit, so it does need to be worn over another item. Another vintage pastel dream. It's white and pale pink. I like it just the way it is. Not as soft as it looks, but still very loose and stretchy and comfortable. So that is all the items for today. Again, everything was purchased at a single rummage sale. This represents less than an hour of shopping. Although when we went, I did not have enough cash on hand to purchase all of these items. After going to the grocery store, we got cash back and I went back and bought another 2 bags of items. If you liked this little bit of strangeness, then follow me and we'll be strange together. This was Lunatic and Swan Studios. Like it before it gets popular. Goodbye.